everybody, welcome back to Goodnight Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy and I'm here to read you another story. And I'm so excited because I made some new friends. Oh, I love when I make new friends and they ask me for new books. And I have two new friends and they're sisters. And they live in Texas, which is really far away. But you know what? My sister lives in Texas, just like these two sisters. I have two new friends named Vienna and Sydney. Hi, Vienna. Hi, Sydney. Miss Dorothy was so excited to get your letter and find out about your favorite books, and I can't wait to read them. Now, Vienna, she wants me to read a really, really old book, and it's one of my favorites. You may have heard the story before, and I'm excited Vienna wants us to read it because this book is called Jack and the Beanstalk. Jack and the Beanstalk. Do you know this story? It's such a good book. It's a really old story. It's called a fairy tale. And I love reading old stories. Vienna, Miss Dorothy was so excited that this is one of your favorite books. And I want to read it to you and Sydney and all our friends. So are you guys ready to get into this book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up because here we go. Jack and the Beanstalk, retold by award-winning author Otto Lenghi, illustrated by Guy Porfrino. Once upon a time, while giants still stomped the land, a widow lived with her son Jack. The widow was too sick to work, and one day they ran out of money. "Son," Jack's mother said, "I am too weak to take the cow to town. You must go and sell her." Jack has to go sell their cow? Now Jack was brave and kind-hearted, but he didn't always use his head. So his mother told him to think carefully before selling the cow. Jack promised he would. He was halfway to town when a man stopped him. "Jack," said the man, "I'll give you 5 magic beans for your cow." Jack thought, how could the stranger know my name? And how could he know that I'm selling the cow? He must have magic powers. Then the beans could be magic too. He traded the cow for the beans and went home very pleased with the deal. Uh-oh, I don't know if his mother's going to be pleased. His mother was not pleased. "You were tricked, you silly boy," she cried. "There are no such things as magic beans." Angrily, she threw the beans out the window. "Now we have no cow and no money," she said. "What shall we do?" Oh no, I think Jack made a mistake. The next morning, something tickled Jack's nose and woke him up. Surprised, Jack saw that a huge leaf had poked in his window. He pushed it away and peeked outside. A thick beanstalk stretched up, 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 its top hidden by clouds. "They were magic beans," he whispered. Without waking his mother, Jack started climbing the beanstalk. His arms and legs began to ache, but he forgot about them when he saw the castle. There's a castle at the top. Jack knocked on the castle door. A giant woman opened it. "Who's there?" she asked, peering around. "I don't see well, so speak up." Jack wasn't sure that he wanted her to see him, but he was very hungry. I'm down here," he said. "Do you have any work I can do for food?" The giantess picked up Jack by his collar and plopped him on the huge stone floor. "Start scrubbing," she ordered. Thud, thud, thud. "Urgh," said the woman. "It's my husband. Hide in the cupboard so he doesn't eat you. Scrub the floor later. Is the giant gonna eat him?" The giant came in, took one sniff and said, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread." "Don't be silly," his wife said. "You smell breakfast. Eat while it's hot." She doesn't want him to know about Jack. After breakfast, the giant opened his bags of gold. He began counting the pieces, but fell asleep after 135,091. That's a lot of gold. Just a little gold would feed my mother and me for a long time, thought Jack. He snatched a small bag and climbed quickly down the beanstalk. Jack's mother was delighted, but when she heard where Jack had gotten the gold, she hugged him tight. Those giants robbed us of that gold and 2 other treasures, she said. They killed your father. I grabbed you and escaped. Promise that you won't go back for more gold. Jack promised. His mom was not happy he went up to see that giant. The next morning, he climbed the beanstalk again. Oh, I promised not to go back for gold, the boy thought as he climbed. I didn't say I wouldn't go back for something else. After all, it was ours. Jack banged on the castle door. The giantess squinted her eyes and peered down at him. Are you the thief who was here yesterday? She demanded. Uh-oh. I'm no thief, Jack said. I'm a hard worker, though, and I expect to be paid for it. The giantess picked up Jack by his collar and plopped him in front of a huge tub of dirty dishes. Start washing, she ordered. Thud, thud, thud. Arg, said the giantess. It's my husband. Hide in the cupboard so he doesn't eat you. Do the dishes later. The giant came in, took one sniff and said, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. Be alive, or yeah, interrupted his wife. You smell breakfast. Eat while it's hot. She didn't let him finish what he was going to say. The giant grumbled, but he ate. Then he got a goose from a crate in the corner. He put the goose on the table and roared, Lay! The goose honked twice, then waddled back to its crate. On the table was a golden egg. The giant tossed it up and down like a bowl. Then his eyes began to hurt from looking at the shiny gold, so he shut them. I think he's going to fall asleep again. As soon as the giant fell asleep, Jack grabbed the goose and quickly slid down the beanstalk. His mother was waiting at the bottom of the beanstalk. She was very angry with Jack. I didn't exactly promise not to go up again, Jack explained. You knew that you weren't supposed to, said his mother. Go to your room. He didn't obey. Jack knew that he shouldn't, but the next morning before his mother woke, he climbed to the castle. Instead of banging on the door, he crawled in a kitchen window when the giantess wasn't looking. The giant's wife hid me in the cupboard, Jack thought. I'll hide somewhere else. He climbed into the wash tub, and soon he heard thud, thud, thud. That means the giant's coming. The giant came in, took one sniff and said, Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell... Oh, you certainly do, interrupted his wife. That little thief probably sneaked again. He always hides in the cupboard. But Jack wasn't there. The giant ate his breadstick, then got out a golden harp. Play, he roared. What a beautiful golden harp. The harp sounded like a sparkling stream pouring over pebbles. The lady of the harp sang a song with no words. Jack was entranced. The music put the giant to sleep. Jack grabbed the harp, but he almost dropped it when it screamed, Master, Master! The giant woke and thudded after Jack. Oh no! Run, Jack, run! Jack half scrambled, half slid down the beanstalk. Mother! He yelled. Get the axe! Jack's mother saw the giant close behind Jack. She grabbed the axe and whacked at the beanstalk. Jump, Jack, jump! She hollered, and whacked again. Jack jumped to the ground. He snatched the axe and whacked the stalk until it snapped in two. Kaboom! The giant and the beanstalk hit the ground together, and that was the end of the giant. Jack and his mother, the goose and the harp, lived very happily together. Except for the time Jack went to town to buy a pig. Oh, but that is another story. Yay! Yay! The giant is gone! The beanstalk came down and the giant's gone, and now Jack and his mom have the stuff that was theirs in the first place. The golden goose that lays the golden eggs and the golden harp, and now him and his mom are going to be okay. His mom wasn't happy with him when he went to sell that cow, and he came back with beans, but but they really were magic beans, and everything worked out great. Now, I gotta tell you, I wasn't really happy that Jack wasn't obeying his mom. She said not to go back up, and he went back up. And we know he should obey and obey right away. But it worked out okay because Jack and his mom got rid of that giant. They got the stuff back that the giant took from them, and now they can live happily ever after. And that's what's supposed to happen in a fairy tale. You live happily ever after, and Jack and his mom will. Thank you, Brianna, for asking for this book. I'm so glad you and Sydney like to watch. I know that you and Sydney watch all the time. And I'm pretty sure Sydney has a book she wants me to read. And I'm going to do that tomorrow. Because you know what? Right now it's time for all of my friends to get into bed. Get under their covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And tomorrow, if your mom tells you to go sell the cow, which she probably wouldn't, but whatever your mom says to do, don't come up with your own idea. Obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy, because I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read Sydney's book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.